हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, जेई एडवांस 2020 से रिलेटेड एक और क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पर। और ये भी बहुत ही अच्छा क्वेश्चन, बहुत कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन है जो इन्वॉल्व करता है कंसेप्ट्स फ्रॉम ऑसिलेशंस एंड द कंसेप्ट्स ऑफ thermodynamics, right? So as you can see this question, it is given that we have 2 moles of ideal helium gas at a pressure of P naught, volume V naught, and temperature T naught, which is specified as 300 Kelvin, placed in the vertical cylinder container, right? A movable frictionless horizontal piston of mass m, that is given as 10 kilogram, and the cross sectional area, which is 500 centimeter square, compresses the gas and leaving the upper section of container void. And there is vertical spring attached to the piston and the upper wall of container. Disregard any gas leakage through their surface contact, which means the mass of gas will be constant. Neglect all specific thermal capacities of container, piston, and the spring. And the initial moment system is in the equilibrium, and the spring is, this is the most important part, spring is unstressed, right? Neglect the spring mass, that means we have to consider ideal spring, and rest all is the information process. We have a relation of spring constant k with the, we have a relation of spring constant k with the mass, gravity, area, and v naught for the simplification purpose. And then it is given that all processes in this gas are adiabatic. That's good. And the gas constant is 8.314 in SI units. We have to consider helium monoatomic gas, for which this Laplace constant, which you can say adiabatic exponent, that is gamma, is 5/3. Well, so this is the question part. And this is the figure 1.1. Okay. And now we have to find out, we have to solve two parts. One is what is the frequency of small oscillations. This is the first part. Frequency f of small oscillations of the piston when it is slightly displaced from the equilibrium position. So that is, this part is from oscillatory motion chapter. And B, which is the piston is pushed downward with until the volume is halved and then released with the zero velocity. So we have to find out volume or volumes, maybe two values, when the piston speed is square root of 4gv over 5a. This v is actually initial volume v naught. Here the v is v naught. So this is the question part, right? So let us, if you want, you can pause this video at this moment and try to solve, then come back and watch the solution part to verify your answers. Okay, so I hope you have tried this question on your own effort and then watching the solution part. We will solve first part. Okay, first, if you recall the definition of bulk modulus for the first part, if you remember the bulk modulus of adiabatic processes. Okay, so bulk modulus of any adiabatic processes is given as gamma times the operating pressure P. This P is the pressure at the moment, instantaneous pressure. So it should be gamma into P. For our question, at the initial moment, at the initial moment, this gas has pressure of P naught, volume of V naught, and the temperature T naught, which is given in this gas. This piston has mass m, right? Spring has a spring constant K for our question. And it is given that the container is void. This statement means there is no gas in the upper portion of cylinder. That is the void part. Also, it is given that the initial moment, the spring is unstressed. There is no deformation in this spring, which means no force by the spring. There is no force by the spring. So the only force will be the weight of piston mg and the force applied by the pressure due to the gas, and the force by pressure due to the gas should be P naught times of cross sectional area, and these two forces are under equilibrium, because it is given that initially the system is in the equilibrium. So equilibrium is possible only if the force of gravity, which is mg, is balanced by the force exerted by this gas on the piston. That means at the time of equilibrium, which means at the time of equilibrium, the pressure of gas is P naught. So at that moment, bulk modulus at the time of equilibrium, you can write down it is gamma times pressure at that point is P naught, is the bulk modulus. And through elasticity, we know that this bulk modulus can also be written as the change of pressure delta P over change of volume by V with a negative sign. That means if this piston is displaced downward, if this piston is moved downward by a very small distance x, the gas will be compressed, and a compression in this gas will change the pressure P naught to a new value P naught plus delta P. This compression in the gas will change the pressure of gas from P naught to P naught plus delta P. But if this x is very small, as given in this question, we have to find out the frequency of small oscillations. So if that frequency is small, if that displacement x is very small, then for that small displacement, you can consider the bulk modulus of elasticity as a constant parameter. And if we can consider the bulk modulus of elasticity as a constant parameter, then the corresponding change in the pressure of gas, will be minus times gamma P naught and then delta V over V. If you multiply by area on both sides, so corresponding change in the pressure multiplied by this area capital A on the left side, and on the right hand side you will have minus gamma times P naught, and then area is multiplied. And notice delta V over V, you can write down it as the change in volume will be because of this displacement small x. So if the piston moves down by the small x distance, it is very obvious that the change of volume will be corresponding to this x portion, and therefore this change in volume will be written as area multiplied by that small distance x and divided by this V. So this is the force delta P into A. You can say that delta P into A is the force which is restored by the gas, restoring force by this gas. Right? You can say that this is the additional force by gas. This is additional force by the gas under the piston. This is the additional force. Right? Now, when the piston is moved downward, notice once this piston is moved downward, it will experience two restoring forces. When it is moved downward, the spring will be stretched, elongated, and that elongated spring will exert a force in the upward direction, which is spring constant and the deformation given by x. And then due to downward displacement of this piston and the compression in this gas, the force by gas, additional force by this gas will be the corresponding change in pressure delta P and multiplied by area capital A, which we have solved. So if you completely solve it, notice that force kx is in the upward direction on the spring, and then a force delta P into A is also in the upward direction. These two forces are added because they are in the same direction. And now the net restoring force. Now the net restoring force. Notice when this piston is distance x below its initial value, initial level where it was in the state of equilibrium, and when it was in the state of equilibrium, the weight mg of piston was completely balanced by the pressure of gas multiplied by the area. These two forces were balanced. But after that, the force from the gas side will be now P naught plus increased pressure delta P multiplied by area. The piston will have its weight mg, and that elongated spring will exert a force of kx. So you can see that net restoring force is now, net restoring force in this case will be now delta P times A plus K times X. And the value of delta P was, this is the net restoring force with obviously a negative sign. The value of delta P was gamma pressure P naught A square X over V naught, and this is Kx. So if you take X outside as a common parameter, you get minus gamma P naught A square. Just a minute. So you get minus gamma P naught A square by V naught plus K and whole multiplied by X. Okay. Now this is the effective constant. You can say this is K effective. If you compare with the force by spring, you can say that the effective spring constant will be constant K plus gamma P naught A square divided by V naught. And when we are familiar with the spring constant, effective spring constant, we can write down, okay, we can write down that time period or frequency of oscillation should be 1 over 2 pi square root of K effective divided by mass of system. So just put this value of K effective, put this value of K effective here, and then your first part, which is the frequency of oscillation, will be solved as per this question. Notice this first question was what was the frequency of a small oscillation when it is slightly displaced from equilibrium position, right? So this is what from this question was from oscillatory motion of mass under a spring, and the concept behind this question is that yes, when you compress the gas by a small amount, when a gas is compressed by a small amount in in adiabatic process or in isothermal process, the gas behave like a spring, and this now you can think that the piston is forced by, or it is in contact with two springs. One is the metallic spring which is above the piston, and second is the virtual spring virtual spring which is caused by compression of the gas. Okay. B part. In this B part, the piston is again moved downward until the gas volume is halved, right? And then after it is released with zero velocity, and we have to find out the volume when the piston will have a given speed of square root 4g v upon 5a. So we will solve this question again here. What was the initial moment? Look, at the initial moment, the piston was in the state of equilibrium. At the time of equilibrium, there was piston. It was given that the spring is undeformed. It is undeformed. It has no deformation. Undeformed, right? and this gas was under a pressure of P naught, V naught, and the temperature was T naught, and this mass was M, right? Then after this piston is moved downward. As per the statement which is given in this question, this piston is moved downward until the volume is V naught by 2. This piston is moved downward. Obviously, the spring is now elongated. This spring is now elongated. And then at this moment, the piston is released. It's very obvious that the gas is under compression now, and that gas will exert some extra force, due to which the piston, just after we release the piston will start moving upward. Now we assume, notice this was the initial level, and this is the level when the piston is released. In between these two levels, there will be a moment when this piston will be moving with the velocity as specified in this question, let's say V. So if the point of release is point number 1, and the point where the piston has velocity V is my point number 2, so we will consider the thermodynamic process from 1 to 2. This is my first thermodynamic state, and this is my second thermodynamic state. Now we will apply first law of thermodynamics, or law of conservation of energy, between the thermodynamic state 1 and the thermodynamic state 2. We will compare these two thermodynamic states. Okay. Now, during this process between 1 and 2, notice between the process from 1 to 2, the gas is expanding. There is expansion, and the expansion is adiabatic, given in this question. The gas is under adiabatic expansion. So there is a work done by this gas, and the work done by gas can be obtained by the formula, or you can derive it, but the formula is, it is P1 V1 minus a P2 V2 over 1 minus gamma, that is gamma minus 1, sorry. So P1 was this pressure. So we have to find out this pressure P1 now. This was the pressure P1. And then P2 is the pressure at this moment. P1 is the pressure at initial moment, and P2 is now at the final moment. So these pressures are P1 and P2, and the V1 volume is this V naught by 2, and this V2 volume is the volume which is V. Let's say this volume is V. So this volume V will be in place of V2. So V naught by 2 will be in place of a V1, and this capital V is the V volume is in place of V2, and the pressure is now P1 here and P2 here, right? So this is the work done by gas. We can calculate all these values, okay? But the logic is, we will first explain the logical part, and then we will solve the numerical values. So there is a work done by this gas, and the work done by gas means there is a loss of energy by the gas. If gas is doing a positive work, there is a loss of energy by the gas. This is the loss of energy by gas, okay? During this process, when the piston is moving up, the extension or the elongation in this spring is being reduced. And since the spring elongation is being reduced, the deformation in the spring is being reduced, we are doing work on the spring, right? So energy which is in the stored in the spring at the point number 1, At point number 1, energy of a spring energy, you can write down the spring energy at point 1 equal to half, that is spring constant K, and the elongation part. Now, at the time of equilibrium, it was under zero deformation, and there the volume was V naught. It is then compressed up to the volume V naught by 2, which means this volume will be V naught by 2. The compression volume will be V naught by 2. So if you divide that volume by area capital A, you get this length by which spring is elongated. So this is the initial energy of a spring at point number 1. Whereas at point number 2, the same spring will have energy. At point number 2, the spring energy will have a value equals to 1 by 2 K. Be careful now. What is the deformation? This length is not deformation. This length is elongation. And this elongation length will be, for that you have to find out this volume. And this volume will be capital V naught, which was the original volume, minus this existing volume V. So it is V naught minus V divided by area and square of that. So this is my spring energy at point 1 and then spring energy at point number 2. It's very obvious that spring energy is reduced in this case as the compression, as the elongation in the spring is being reduced. It means the energy stored in the spring is reducing. And when the energy stored in the spring is reducing, we can say that a spring will release some energy. Right? Spring will release some energy. Now notice, energy is being released by the gas as well as energy is being released by the spring. The gas will release energy because there is work done by this gas on the piston, and the spring energy is being released because the elongation in the spring is reduced. So total energy obtained in this process, total energy which is released, total energy released in this process will be the work which is done by the gas plus half K. Initial energy of a spring was V naught by 2 divided by A square minus half K, and here it was V naught minus V divided by A square. This is the difference of initial energy and final energy of a spring. So this much energy is being released. And during this process, look, this piston is moving upward. And the piston is moving upward. This piston has a mass M. It is moving upward. That means it is gaining gravitational potential energy as it is moving against gravity. How much energy the piston has gained in the form of gravitational potential energy? Well, so energy gain in form of gravitational potential energy will be mg, and the displacement. And the displacement is v minus v naught by 2 divided by a. How it is v minus v naught by 2? We are interested in this displacement. We have to find this displacement from this level to this level. So this displacement portion can be obtained by difference in the volume divided by area. So this is v naught by 2 volume at this place, and then here we have volume capital V. So capital V minus v naught by 2, difference in this volume, and divided by area is the vertical displacement of that piston. And then one more, this piston has gained kinetic energy. So energy gain is also 1 by 2 m into v square, where v is the speed of piston. Think of conservation of energy now, that energy released should be equals to energy gain. And therefore, you can write down that this work done by gas, which was actually P1 V1 minus P2 V2 over gamma minus 1. So now we will write P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1, that is the work by gas, plus this half K and V naught by 2 divided by A whole square minus V naught minus V divided by A whole square equal to mg by A and this V minus V naught by 2 plus half mv square. Okay. Now, if we look at the problem, if we look at the language of problem, information which is given in this problem, the speed of piston is given. The speed of piston is given at is square root of 4g v. I repeat, this v is actually v naught. So square root of 4g v naught by 5a. Speed of piston is given in this question. That means this portion is a given parameter. This is given to you. This volume is required. We have to solve this volume part. V naught is already given in this question. This V is required. No issue. And everything, this spring constant is also given to you. That the spring constant value is given. Look, the spring constant value is also given to you as mg capital A over V naught. Mg capital A over V naught. That is the value of spring constant. Mg A over V naught. So this spring constant is given as mg capital A over V naught. This is also given. V2 is actually V and that is required. Gamma is given in this question. Right. V1 was original volume given as V naught by 2. Now we have to just find out what is the value of P1 and what is the value of P2. You have to solve P1 and P2 now. And that can be solved by adiabatic process. That you can solve by the adiabatic. Okay, students. So we are left with calculation of the work done by gas now, for which we need P1 and P2. But we can simplify it by a logical method now. You can simplify this step. How can you simplify this step now? Ultimately, this portion is the work done by spring. This is the work done by gas. So, according to law of thermodynamics, this work done by gas can also be written as integral of P dV from the initial limit of volume V naught by 2 to the final volume V. And now, because of this adiabatic process, this P can be written as initial pressure P naught and the initial volume V naught raised to the power gamma should be pressure P and this volume V raised to the power gamma at any moment of time due to adiabatic process. So from here you can find out the value of P, and when you can find out the value of P, you replace this value of P here, right? So when you replace the value of P at this point, what will we have now inside the integration? If I replace this value of P, then we will have P naught V naught raised to the power gamma divided by V raised to the power gamma and then just dV. So you can take this P naught V naught raised to the power gamma as out of integration because of this constant parameter. This can be taken out of integration, and now you are left with dV over V raised to the power gamma, which is a very simple algebraic equation to integrate with limits V naught by 2 to V. So this can be now done. And yes, I agree that this is a very lengthy equation to solve, but still we have final equation in which the volume V can be solved. You can skip this calculation part when you're preparing for JEE examination. Yes, but for Olympiads and other examinations, you have to solve each and every value. But as far as your concern is related to, you are concerned with JEE mains or JEE advanced, then you have to learn the logic involved in this question, which can help you for similar questions in JEE mains or JEE advanced, right? So these were the two parts from this question, and we have solved both parts. One is the oscillation and second is the thermodynamic process. And if you find any difficulty, you can write your message in the comment box, or you can drop your message on my WhatsApp number also. I will try to re-explain it. Stay home, stay safe, and yes, all the best for your JEE examination.